Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, Senior Account Executive at GDMFX with your European session outlook. We'll start with the North American markets, of course. We had the building permits month on month come out as expected at 1.150 million, and the housing starts month on month, 100,000 worse than expected. The most important news was the FOMC minutes from yesterday. The US indexes rose sharply yesterday after the minutes from the Fed October policy meeting confirmed that a majority of policymakers were open to an interest rate hike in December. The main indexes booked most of their solid advances in the final 2 hours of trading. The S&P 500 closed 33 points or 1.6% higher at 2,083, its biggest gain in 4 weeks. The S&P 500 has registered gains in 2 of the past 3 sessions. All 10 main sectors on the S&P 500 closed higher, led by healthcare up 2%. Financials, which should benefit from the higher rates in the future, gained 1.8%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rallied 247 points, or 1.4%, to finish at 17,737. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq Composite ended the day up 89 points, or 1.8%, at 5,075. logging its largest point and percentage gain since October 23rd. Most participants in the Fed's meeting on monetary policy anticipated that the conditions for beginning to raise interest rates could well be met by the time of the next meeting in December. Central bankers warned that not lifting rates would signal a lack of confidence in the economy. The Dixie was slightly down to 99.26 from 99.25. For today, we have the initial jobless claims, the CB leading indicator month on month, and Philadelphia Fed manufacturing survey. All right, on to the EU markets. The CAC is 38 points up and the DAX is 151 points up yesterday. Yesterday we also had the ZEV survey for economic expectations in Switzerland come out with a low reading at 0 compared with 18.3 for the previous reading. This data showed on the charts as the Swiss franc ended up weaker yesterday. Today's main focus in Europe will be on the BundesBanks president's Weidmanns speech and ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. All right, on to the UK markets. The FTSE 100 finished up 0.2% at 6,278.97, led by gains for mining and energy shares. Today's data from the UK will be the retail sales month-on-month, year-on-year, and the retail sales ex-fuel month-on-month and year-on-year. All right, on to the Asian and Pacific markets. Japanese exports fell for the first time in more than a year in October, hit by weaker demand in China, and other Asian economies, government data showed yesterday. Exports slid 2.1% from a year earlier to 6.544 trillion yen in October, the first decline since August 2014, indicating that a sharp economic slowdown in China and sluggish demand elsewhere in Asia outweighed the effects of a weaker yen that has inflated the value of trade revenue in Japan's currency. Japan's trade balance came to a 111.5 billion yen surplus in October, which is good. Japan's interest rate decision also came out overnight. It was unchanged. In the Pacific, Australian dollar indicators show that the economic growth is lifting as the economy rebalances away from mining-led growth towards the housing and services sectors. Business conditions and jobs growth have picked up, but history suggests that this should generate some wage pressure. Although low inflation gives the Royal Bank of Australia scope to cut rates again, the recent lift in business conditions and employment development has kept them on hold for the moment. Upcoming domestic data, as well as the Fed's December decision and its implications for the Australian dollar, will be Important. With inflation set to stay low for some time, the chance of a rate rise in 2016 appears to be very low. Last sector for the day is commodities. We had the crude oil stock exchange. The crude stockpiles nationwide increased by 0.3 million barrels last week for the week ending on November 13th. Gold had a range of $10, trading at $1,078 now. Silver had a range of 18 cents at $14.24 now. Crude oil had $2.20 range at $40.89 now. And natural gas is trading at $2.30 at the moment with a range of 10 cents. Today is the natural gas storage change. The report is expected to show a build of approximately 23 billion British thermal units for the week ending on November 13th. Thank you everybody for the attention. My name is Alex and I will see you next time. Goodbye.